Hi, welcome to CNN 10, where Fridays are awesome. They're pretty much awesome outside of CNN 10 too, but this is my chance to say it on air. I'm Carl Azuz. We've got a lot of ground to cover today. We're starting in the U.S. Capitol, where yesterday the Senate voted 59-41 to overturn a recent emergency declaration by U.S. President Donald Trump. The declaration would set aside the funds to build a wall or barrier along America's southern border with Mexico. The president made the declaration last month because Congress did not approve the funding for the wall. President Trump has said a barrier is necessary to better protect the country. Critics have said it's inappropriate for him to declare a national emergency to fund it. The president is a Republican, and though his political party controls the Senate, 12 Republicans in the chamber joined all of the Democrats and those who vote with them to block the emergency declaration. But will this vote actually prevent it from going through? No. Experts say no. Even though the Senate joined the Democratic-controlled House in voting to overturn the emergency declaration, President Trump's response was a tweet that contained a single word: veto. This could be the first veto of his presidency, and experts say it'll probably be as far as the legislation will go. For lawmakers to override a presidential veto, 2/3 of them have to vote to do that in both chambers of Congress, and lawmakers do not have enough votes to override this emergency declaration. So what happens next? It's likely the U.S. court system will ultimately decide on whether the declaration succeeds in getting the wall built. 16 states have sued to block the declaration, and the Trump administration expects that the Supreme Court will make the final decision. The work of Mary Robinson to help young people get through their grief has made her a CNN hero. She says they need the messages that their loss matters and that their sadness won't last forever. Struggling through pain of her own helped Robinson come up with the idea for her program. It's called Imagine, and today's solemn report takes us to New Jersey, where it's based.
Kids in grief are kids at risk. Time does not heal all wounds. Time helps, but it's what you do with that time. And what you need to do is mourn.
I say all the time that I could deal with my own grief, but I worry about the kids. Colin, do you want a color? Really, the only thing that you want is for the kids to be okay. But I don't know what'll happen as they grow up without a dad.
After my dad died, I felt like I was walking almost like with a wall around me. I felt so different. My grades went down, I was skipping school, I quit all my school activities and ended up getting quite depressed all the way into my 20s. I had never realized that there was a word called grief and that I was grieving. Imagine exists to give children a place to mourn their loss and tell their story. On a night of support, there's people talking and eating, the kids are playing and running around. But the minute we start the opening circle, it's almost like you can hear a pin drop.
My name is Bella and my dad died.
Every single person has had somebody who died.
My name is Jaden and my mom died.
And that's incredibly powerful. You will see a lot of joy and fun and friendships being formed. And we also help them share memories and develop some coping tools.
When you hear other people's stories, it kind of brings comfort to know you're not alone.
Here at Imagine, you talk about the elephant in the room, and they're talking about it with other kids who get it.
The other members in my group, they're all going through the same exact thing.
Someone sees you like, oh, we're so sorry, and then you're like, okay.
It's almost like you have to console them. For me, talking about it is healing. The other thing that people say all the time is, you're so strong. I don't know what I would do if that happened to me.
Look, see what I put in.
What did you put in?
Oh, you drew some pictures in there.
My goal is to make sure other kids don't lose years of their life to unresolved grief.
Death is something that everybody is going to experience. Imagine is giving them those skills to be brave and be confident.
When I see all the families and their smiles, I feel just such a sense of joy that this exists for them. I think my dad would be really glad that I made something good come out of the grief and the pain of losing him, so I think he's really proud.
10-second trivia. Which of these mathematicians is famous for making a relatively accurate calculation of pi? Archimedes, Pascal, Euclid, or Pythagoras? Archimedes of Syracuse, who lived in the 3rd century BC, made history and headway in approximating the value of pi. Pi is delicious. It's also the ratio of a circle's circumference divided by its diameter. It's approximately 3.14. That's why Thursday, March 14th, 314, was Pi Day. And just in time for the celebration, a Google employee was awarded the Guinness World Record for calculating pi. As you mathletes know, 3.14 is only part of it. What makes pi truly fascinating is that it's an irrational number. It continues without ending and without repeating. What the Google developer did was take 25 Google Cloud virtual machines and put them to work, generating the ongoing digits of pi. So how many did they generate? 31.4 trillion digits. The previous record, set 3 years ago, was only 22.4 trillion digits long. Emma Haruka Iwao said it was her childhood dream to break the record for pi. She hopes to do it again in the future. There's no question that the new mayor of Fairhaven, Vermont is gonna be the GOAT. I don't mean greatest of all time, I mean the GOAT. This GOAT. His name is Lincoln. He won the vote after the town held a fundraiser. For $5, residents could put their pets on the list of mayoral candidates, and Lincoln trotted home with the victory. He's already taken the oath of office, and he's scheduled to be in the upcoming Apple Festival and Memorial Day Parade. We don't know about the donkey or the elephant. It's likely they'll both be just a little jealous and demand a ban on goats or want to see the count. Check the number of votes and get a recount. Uproar has the parties all fuming at the runaway mayoral favorite, a ruminant. Will he be cut or will he be bad? Will he be the goatest they ever had? Will he swim in success and win the next vote? Guess it comes down to what floats your goat. I'm Carl Azus for CNN.